I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers live, and was it worth it? Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Lexi, and welcome back to my channel.
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
No, I promise it's me, okay? I'm just wearing the same wig that I was wearing in my roasting my polyvore outfits video, but yeah, it's me, just here with different hair. Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about the time I saw my favorite band live, do I think it's worth it, and then the pros and the cons of the concert. In case you can't tell by the thumbnail or by my shirt where you can kind of see Chadsmith and John Frusciante, I'm talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have been a huge fan of theirs since I was in the 7th grade. I feel like there are 3 bands that got me into rock, and that is Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Third Eye Blind. This might be a little bit controversial to say, but I definitely consider myself to be more of a John Frusciante fan than a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, but I still love the band. They're still one of my favorite bands, like my second favorite band of all time, behind Nirvana, and their music has gotten me through really dark times, so I love the band. With that being said, let's get into the video. So first, let me give you guys a little bit of background. The concert was August 17th, 2022, so a year ago. I got the tickets as a graduation gift from my mom and my stepdad because I had just graduated college that year. I was originally supposed to see them back in 2020 at Boston Calling. I believe they were headlining with Rage Against the Machine and Foo Fighters, who I have another video coming out soon about my experience seeing Foo Fighters right before Taylor died. And I'm looking to the sky to see me. But yeah, you know, the panoramic happened, everything shut down, so I didn't get to see them. And then when Red Hot Chili Peppers announced this tour, I was like, oh yeah, like I have to go see them. Like, it's out of the question. Like, I have to go see them. Like, they are my second favorite band of all time. I was like, I'm going, period. And then they also announced that the Strokes were opening up for them, and the Strokes, I would say, is in my top 5. They are probably like my 4th favorite band. My top 5, by the way, is Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Cure, The Strokes, and Incubus. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I was there for both of them, but like mainly I was there for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Strokes, I was like, I can see some other time. Like, they do a whole bunch of festivals, so like I can see them whenever. I don't know when I'll be able to see John Frusciante and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because y'all know John be coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. I was like, I gotta take this time to see John. I had literally been wanting to see him live since I was in 7th grade and first got into the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so this was a big deal. I went with my friend Nicole, who I actually met on Twitter, because we were like 2 of the only black girls on Red Hot Chili Peppers stan Twitter, which, by the way, yes, that's a thing. And I went into the show with fresh eyes, meaning like I hadn't watched like any clips, any prior performances from this tour. I didn't look up any of the previous set lists from like any of the shows because I just didn't want to have any expectations. You know, let's say they did Wet Sand in Albuquerque. I would be like, well, why didn't they do Wet Sand at my show? You know what I mean? The venue was MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and I'm gonna go into my complaints about the venue really quick. First things first, it was in New Jersey. I don't like going to New Jersey if I don't have to go to New Jersey. I am not a fan of New Jersey and will never be a fan of New Jersey, but I'm from Connecticut, and that New Jersey show was the closest show for anyone from either New York or Connecticut, and so my mom went and bought the tickets, and then I think like a month later they announced the Boston show, and she was like, God damn it. I just really wish they would have had a show in the city, because if they had a show like at Madison Square Garden, all I had to do was take the train from New Haven to Penn and be right there. I would have been right there, okay? Right there. But no, I had to go to fucking New Jersey. Like, you can tell I really love this band because I went to fucking New Jersey for them. My second venue complaint was that MetLife was really, really hard to navigate. Like, I could not find my seats. The Strokes were performing and I was like, like, I could not find my seat. It took me 20 minutes to get to my seats. And like, no matter how many people I talked to who work there, they would just be like, go right there, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that, and you'll be right there. And it was like, what? Girl, like, how am I supposed to remember all of that? And then my third venue complaint was it basically felt like if you weren't in one of the first like few rows, it was nosebleeds. I'm telling you, if they did not have that projector up there, like, they would have looked like dots. I'm sorry, they would have. Me personally, I definitely prefer amphitheaters more than stadiums, but I'll get into that later. And now let's talk about the pros of the concert. So obviously the first pro is I got to see two of my favorite bands in one night, but I did miss half of the Strokes' set, and I do want to talk about this really quick. I was late to the show because I was late getting to New Jersey. Like, I'll own it. And I remember that specific tour date was actually Thundercat, the Strokes, and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and like, by the time I got there, like, Thundercat was long gone. I completely underestimated how long it would take me to go from Connecticut to New Jersey. So yeah, I was fucking late, and then I still had to go to my hotel and get changed and, you know, freshen up. And because of that, I completely missed Thundercat, which I was very disappointed about because from a bass player point of view, like, I really wanted to see him, but like in the grand scheme of things, like, I wasn't really there to see him, so it was kind of like. And then I missed half of the Strokes' set. Like, I'm talking, I pulled up in the parking lot trying to get to the venue and Automatic Stop was playing. So I missed half of their set, and then it didn't help that I stopped to get this t-shirt, and then I couldn't find my seat. So by the time I got to my seat, I heard like the ending of Reptilia, I heard Someday, I heard Hard to Explain, but yeah, I mean, I was still happy to be there. Second pro is that I got to see John Frusciante. Okay? John Anthony motherfucking Frusciante.
John Anthony motherfucking Frusciante!
Literally in the flesh. Basking in all of his glory. Like, it was a sight to see. Not gonna lie, I cried a little bit. I fucking love that man. Third pro is that the band had high energy, which honestly, I expect nothing less from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I feel like if ADHD was an artist, it would definitely be the Red Hot Chili Peppers or like David Lee Roth in his prime. The fourth pro was that they were having fun, and you can tell that they actually wanted to be there. I know this is the bare minimum, but hear me out, because there are some artists out there who show up and you can tell that they don't want to be there, they don't even try to hide it, and it's kind of like they just want to get the show over with. And from an audience member point of view, I feel like it sucks because in some situations, you're traveling from out of town to see this person, or you've been waiting years to see this person just to get a half-ass show. Like, that's not fair. And I get it. Artists are humans. Humans are prone to bad days. But I feel like you shouldn't show it on stage that you don't want to be there. Like, how do you think that's gonna make your fans feel? I hate to call this person out, but Dominic Fike, he does that a lot. And I love Dominic Fike. I'm a huge fan of his, but I don't know if I'd pay to see him in person because he does this like all the time. But with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, you could tell that they genuinely wanted to be there and they enjoy what they do and they were having a good time. And I feel like that helped us feel like we were having a good time along with them. Fifth pro was that the visual effects on the screen behind them were incredible, and they definitely helped to set the tone for the song that was being played. They even moved at the same tempo as the songs, and like, I just loved that attention to detail. For example, for Under the Bridge, the effect was like water or fog or something, and it very much just added to the dreariness and sadness of the song. So I loved the effects. The sixth pro was that they played all of the bops. Basically all of the songs you'd go to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert expecting to hear. They played Scar Tissue, By the Way, Under the Bridge, Can't Stop, Give It Away. They played all of those songs. And I know what you're thinking, like, no shit, of course they're gonna play their popular songs. No, not necessarily, and I'll tell you why. Some bands, when they're touring a new album, they prefer to only play songs off of that album and then throw in a few hits here and there. But with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they did the opposite. They did most of their hits, and then every now and then they would throw in a song from Unlimited Love. Seventh pro is they played Right on Time, and I was living. I never thought I'd get to hear Right on Time live with John, so yeah, I was here for it. Eighth pro is that they sounded good overall. Let's face it, they're not in their 20s anymore, but they sounded just as good as they did in their 20s. Some artists get a little bit older and start to sound a little bit more, seasoned, if you will, but they still sounded good for a bunch of guys in their 60s, and John, who we know doesn't age. And the last pro was that I absolutely loved their merch designs. Obviously, the shirt I'm wearing was the one that I liked the most. There was this purple one where the design kind of mimicked the animation of the Zephyr song video, if you get what I mean. But they just had great merch, cool designs. I'm pretty sure the merch was designed by Flea's wife, Melody, who is a fashion designer. And all I gotta say is, good job, Melody. Now let's get into the cons, because there are a few cons. My first con has nothing to do with the band, but just like a part of my experience. But there was a 6'2" guy blocking my view for half of the show, and I could not see around him because I'm 5'3". So it kind of sucked not being able to see for like the first part of the show, and like during the Strokes set, like I could not see anything. Because this guy kept flailing his arms around like one of those fucking inflatable thingies. My second con is I don't think Anthony did a good job interacting with the audience. Me personally, I love when I go to shows and the lead singer is engaging with the audience because it makes you feel, you know, more connected. Dave Grohl actually does a really good job of this, where he's like, all right, left side of the room, scream. Right side of the room, scream. How many of y'all know this song? How many of y'all know that song? You know, like that.
Like this, let me see like that. Woo!
But Anthony didn't really do any of that. He was just kind of like, you guys all right out there? Okay. I think only one time he did something like that, where he was like, all right, scream if you're from New Jersey, and then people screamed. Scream if you're from New York, and then people screamed. Scream if you're from Connecticut, and then I screamed because I am. And that's the type of fun shit I like when I go to shows. I love when the artist or like the lead singer gets the crowd hyped like that. But Anthony would be like, you guys still with me? Okay, and just go into the next song. So he could use some improvement in that area. My third con was there were so many songs that they didn't do, and like I get it because they can't do their whole fucking catalog, but there was no Suck My Kiss, there was no Desecration Smile, no Around the World, no Breaking the Girl, no Wet Sand, no Zephyr song, like none of those songs. Once again, I get it, they couldn't do like every single song in their catalog, but like come on, like Around the World? Like Around the World. You have to do Around the World. And the last con was that there were no Frusciante solo songs, which I so desperately wanted. Okay, like a Maybe moment or a How Deep Is Your Love solo, but like just none of that. And like it broke my heart, but like it's fine. It's fine, like it's really fine.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
And on to my final thoughts. So first of all, was it worth it? And I would say yes, of course it was worth it. It's the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would definitely go see them again, but just invest in better seats. I hope they come to an amphitheater near me, because I prefer amphitheaters to stadiums, because amphitheaters just feel a bit more intimate to me. With stadiums, I feel a bit more of a disconnect, and it just doesn't feel as intimate. Like, for example, I saw Foo Fighters at an amphitheater, and even though I was on the lawn, Dave Grohl made everyone in that amphitheater feel like they had the best spot in the house. So that's what I mean. But besides that, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, like it. If you like me, subscribe. If not, that's cool too. I am not begging for subscribers. But for those of you guys who are interested, I post new videos every Monday and occasionally on Thursdays. I don't know if this is going to be a Thursday video or not. It might be. So, you know, if you're interested, then subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram at YourGamut and on Twitter at LoserLikeLex. But that does it for me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!